Activision has officially dropped the entire Season 4 patch notes, and we are going to jump straight in and cover everything. We're talking map changes, weapon adjustments, modes, playlist changes, ranked play updates, general updates, buy stations economy, and so much more. Let's jump straight in. Starting with the map. There is a new POI coming to Verdansk. Think Nakatomi Tower, but smaller and under construction. There's going to be interactable cranes, horizontal zip lines, lockdown rooms, and more at this POI. High loot zones are returning again this season, with 3 high loot zones being available for Superstore, Quarry, and Overlook. Overlook being the new map position. New limited time modes also coming to Warzone. Clash mode returns to Warzone, bringing back the 52v52 team deathmatch experience. World Series of Warzone is also returning, which, by the way, plug for myself, catch me on the North America in-game open days, playing live here on YouTube. We're getting a playlist update for May 29th to June 12th with Battle Royale duos and quads, ranked play trios as always, Resurgence on Rebirth Island will have solos, duos, trios, and quads. Clash will be quads only at 52v52, Plunder with quads only, and Battle Royale casual solos and quads on Verdansk. Again, these are the playlist updates for at launch. Season 4 of Ranked Play is getting kicked off with some new features, weapons, restrictions, and more. At launch for restrictions, we can see launchers. All launchers are being restricted. The tracker perk is being restricted. The ability to body shield is being removed, and lootable event items are also being removed. Activision had to say, part of maintaining balance and player interest in ranked play involves periodically rotating potentially controversial or previously restricted elements. This helps us to better understand shifts in the metagame, especially following recent changes, and provide valuable data on whether the future adjustments to these restrictions are needed. Over the course of Season 3 Reloaded, we closely monitored feedback regarding launchers as well as the tracker perk in ranked play, which we openly acknowledge was negative. As such, we have decided to reapply the restrictions in Season 4 to launchers, which have made breaching excessively easy. Although they theoretically offer diverse gameplay options, even minimally coordinated teams using multiple launchers can achieve full squad wipes with limited counterplay options. So the body shield is being restricted due to some potential exploits that have been happening in Warzone. There's also a change to the rewards system this time, and we are seeing some win and elimination rewards, which are really exciting. So those are all going to be available at launch. General updates. Activision said, moving forward, we've made the decision to test new gameplay features in limited time modes before bringing them into the core Battle Royale experience. This approach allows us to continue exploring fresh ideas and mechanics in controlled environments, giving players a taste of what's possible while ensuring we preserve the core identity that we believe defines our Battle Royale. It's all about finding the right balance between innovation and staying true to what makes the mode special. With that said, we have a handful of new features that will be deployed in Season 4's launch and later into the season that we hope players enjoy. We'll be keeping a close eye on feedback as we go to determine which will make the cut and be added as part of our core Battle Royale offering. Now, this is a really good thing because previously they've always just dropped all new features straight into the game and kind of went, wash their hands of it, have fun. If it's really bad, maybe we'll remove it in the next season. And that's been a really bad way to approach things. So I think that's a really exciting way to do it. That could have something to do with the wall running that people were finding in the code. Who knows? Gameplay updates coming is the gulag. So players will now start with a single plate of armor equipped in your gulags. Loot and economy changes are coming to Verdansk. Updated ground loot weapons, reduce the drop rate of LMGs in the Battle Royale ground loot, slightly increase the drop rate of SMGs, updated underbarrel and stock attachments on legendary assault rifles to better match their intended playstyles, and adjusted the possible optic available on assault rifles in ground loot. Resurgence and plunder adjustments are coming as well. Lootable perks are being updated, so the lootable perks will be as follows: Irradiated, Shrouded, Low Profile, Reactive Armor, Loot Master, and Ghost. They've updated the loot to better support close quarters combat, providing players with more effective options in confined spaces. These adjustments align with the season's broader weapon balancing theme. That statement concerns me because I'm worried that it's going to be more shotguns in Resurgence, which I find to be a high drop rate item. Buy station adjustments coming to Battle Royale as well. Buy station locations have been shuffled to inspire fresh combat encounters and new rotation strategies. The total count of buy stations has been increased to 49, up from 47. 2 more buy stations, is that enough for the BR? I don't know, maybe it's going to be enough to create some better end games, but that is to be seen. We're getting a new search and destroy type contract where the squad is tasked with planting a bomb at an enemy side buy station. Upon pickup, a 3-minute timer begins and a buy station is marked on the opposing side of the map. Any squad member can plant the bomb by interacting with the marked location. Once the bomb site is revealed, nearby enemy players are alerted. Bomb explodes after 30 seconds, dealing area damage and disabling the buy station for 1 minute. Enemies can prevent detonation by defusing the bomb with a 4-second interaction. Rewards are based on successful detonations or defusals, only going to be available in the Clash limited time mode. There's also an adjustment coming to the Battle Royale supply run. They've adjusted the fire sale reward to the supply run contract, so it's only consumed during a fire sale public event if a free item is purchased. Equipment adjustments are coming as well. Flash grenades are receiving flash angle increases of 20%, meaning that you need to turn further away from the device to mitigate its effect. Concussion grenades are seeing a stun maximum duration increase from 1.61 seconds to 2.3 seconds. So a max stun here in the center of the field will take you 2.3 seconds before your movement and ability recovers. Stun minimum duration is being decreased from 1.47 to 1.15. This means that a badly thrown stun will have less of an impact. New field upgrade is being introduced in the Clash game mode as well, the door barricade, which allows players to secure single or double doors with a visible lock preventing enemy access. The lock can only be removed by the squad who place it or destroyed using explosives, gunfire, or melee equipment. This is ideal for delaying enemy pushes and controlling entry points during close quarters combat. Individual players can only deploy 1 barricade at a time. It will be automatically self-destructed after 150 seconds and only available in the new Clash limited time mode. This particular piece of loot will create an interesting dynamic, and it'll be interesting mostly to see how quads utilize this to lock down buildings and rooms. Killstreak, the hand cannon, is being introduced into the Clash game mode. Perk adjustments coming as well, with significantly increased resistance to flash and stun for the veteran perk. Mountaineer's fall damage is seeing a damage reduction increase from 35% up from 33%. Wildcard adjustments. Bandolier wildcard has been removed from all game modes. New weapons coming to Warzone. The LC-10 submachine gun, which will be available on page 3 and page 14 of the Battle Pass. The FFAR-1 assault rifle, which will be available on page 6 and page 11 of the HVT tier Battle Pass. The Essex Model 07 will be acquired via a in-game event, not available at launch. New attachments coming is the G-Grip foregrip, which can be acquired on Battle Pass page 7. The Strider 22 3-round burst mod, which will be an event reward. SVD full auto mod, which will be an event reward. And the TR2 CQB auto conversion, which will also be an event reward. There's a ton of nerfs and buffs happening this season. Let's take you through all of the main gun nerfs and buffs so that you have an idea of what's happening as we roll into season 4. The AK-74 is receiving a bullet velocity buff. The Amos-85 is receiving a bullet velocity buff, a ADS buff, sprint to fire buff, and an ADS movement speed buff. The AS-Val is receiving a bullet velocity buff. CR-56 AMAX is receiving a bullet velocity buff, but there is a recoil nerf. The Cypher is receiving a bullet velocity buff. Goblin is receiving attachment only buffs and nerfs. GPR 91 is receiving a bullet velocity buff. The Kilo is receiving a bullet velocity buff, but a recoil nerf. Krieg C is receiving a bullet velocity buff. Model L is receiving a bullet velocity buff. And the XM4 is receiving a bullet velocity buff. Coming to SMGs, we've got a range buff for the C9, a range buff for the Jackal, as well as a lower torso multiplier increase and an ADS speed increase. Compact range is also being buffed with additional adjustments of the lower torso multiplier increase, sprint to fire speed increase, and an ADS increase. KSV is seeing a range buff, as well as some attachment buffs and nerfs. Ladra is seeing a range buff. PP919 is seeing attachment only changes. PPSH is receiving a range buff as well as a sprint to fire speed and ADS speed buff. SOG is getting a range buff. Tonto is getting a range buff. Shotgun adjustments, ASG89 is receiving attachment only changes. The Maelstrom is receiving a range buff as well as a sprint to fire speed and ADS speed buff. LMGs are receiving a general adjustment of inflicting 12% more flinch on enemies. Counter sniper for anybody. The Fang 82 is receiving a range buff, but it is receiving a lower torso multiplier decrease, a recoil buff, a movement speed buff, sprinting movement speed, ADS, and ADS fire moving speed buff as well. GPM G7 is receiving a damage nerf, but a range buff. Headshot multiplier is being nerfed. The recoil is being buffed. Movement speed, sprint movement speed, ADS, and ADS fire speed are all being buffed. PU21 is receiving a damage nerf with a range increase. The lower torso multiplier is being nerfed. The recoil is being buffed. Movement speed, sprint movement speed, ADS movement speed, and ADS firing movement speed are all being buffed. XMG is receiving a damage nerf with a range buff. The headshot multiplier is being decreased. The upper and lower torso multipliers are being decreased. The recoil is being buffed. Movement speed, sprint movement speed, ADS movement speed, and ADS firing movement speed are all being buffed. Marksman rifles adjustments. The AEK 973 is receiving a burst fire cooldown buff. DM10 is receiving attachment adjustments. SWAT 556 is receiving a burst fire cooldown buff, as well as a recoil pattern adjustment. TR2 is receiving a drop time improvements. Drop time is the time it takes for the weapon to go off screen while switching to another. It will now match other marksman rifles. Tarkov 762 is receiving attachment adjustments. We're seeing one adjustment on one sniper, and that is a range and damage buff for the AMR Mod 4, which will now one-shot up to its maximum range of 114 meters. Additional adjustments for the sniper is reduced recoil after the first shot, bullet velocity improvement, upper torso and upper arm multiplier improvements, and a leg multiplier improvement as well. We're seeing some UI and UX adjustments with the Death Recap widget quality of life. The Death Recap system has provided clearer insights into the circumstances surrounding your elimination. New indicators now include Precision Airstrike Reveal, indicates if your position was revealed on the minimap by using a Precision Airstrike Killstreak. Cluster Strike Reveal as well, Bunker Buster Reveal, Coughing indicates your position was revealed on the mini-map due to coughing in the gas. Tracker ADS auto ping indicates if you were pinged by an opponent using the tracker perk. And alertness detection indicates if your presence was revealed to an opponent using the alertness perk. Challenges have also made an adjustment. There is specialty perk tracking. Challenges requiring perk activation will now track progress when the players acquire the specialist perk. UAV kill streak challenges. The daily challenge, activate 2 UAV kill streaks, will now also track advanced UAV activations. Camo challenge clarifications. They've updated descriptions on the get kills shortly after sliding and get kills while sliding for clarity. New armory challenge, added an armory challenge for the Jack Intimidator via the armory menu. Handful of bug fixes are also occurring, with the most wanted target displayed in a mission UI could show previous bounty and target in some scenarios. They fixed an issue where the Jack backsaw conversion kit was using incorrect ammunition types. The Warzone kill streaks could become unusable for a remainder of the match due to airspace too crowded. They fixed that. Fixed an issue in Warzone where challenges requiring a kill on a player affected by a specific equipment were not tracking correctly. Fixed several melee weapon descriptions that incorrectly stated they would one-hit kill, which is only true in multiplayer. Fixed issues with the AUAV score event, which incorrectly labeled as Harp Assist. Fixed an issue with the AS-Val CHF barrel to be unrestricted in Warzone ranked play. Fixed an issue where Warzone ranked play restrictions were not applying to default loadouts. Fixed an issue causing sprays to be restricted in Warzone ranked play. Fixed another issue involving contrails where missing an icon. Fixed an issue where players might see your profile was signed out error message when joining a match. And that takes us through all of the patch notes for Warzone Season 4 launching on May 29th. And let me know in the comments below, are you going to drop into Season 4? Are you excited for what Call of Duty is doing? What could they be doing to bring you back to Call of Duty or do better? If you want to stay up to date with the latest trends and what's happening in Call of Duty, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and activate those bell icons so that I can keep you in the loop. I'm Merteg B, and we'll catch you on the next one.